Hey there, how's it going? Really good to see you guys again. I'm just sneaking out a little bit at the moment with the A7S2 and going to get a couple of bits of footage because I want to use it to show you guys 4 cool tricks in Final Cut Pro X, which can save you a hell of a lot of time. Okay, so I've got 4 really cool little tricks that you can use in Final Cut Pro that are going to save you a lot of time when you're editing and just improve your workflow. But they're things that I've sort of always wanted to be there, and just during this whole lockdown at home sort of thing, I've had time to have a bit of a look around and realise that they're actually already there. And I thought, hey, I'll share them with you guys, and you probably always wanted them as well. But first of all, I need to go and get some B-roll that I can edit together with these tricks and come up with a cool sequence. Especially seeing as it's so misty this morning here. So. Okay, I've got a few things around here I can shoot. I'm just having a look at that sort of strike my eye a bit. I've got this stream down here behind me. I'm going to get a couple of shots there, and over here there's a fallen log on the ground. I'm going to see what I can get out of that. There's this gravel path that travels all the way along here. That's a really nice walk for about 1.5 kilometers actually, that's being used a lot by people at the moment, so that's why I'm coming down early. And also just down on the ground here below me, there's quite a few wildflowers that just sitting there with a bit of dew and mist on them, and that can look quite neat as well. So I'm going to get a few of those shots and probably a couple of other things and take them back and we'll cut them together. By the way, while you're watching this, don't be afraid to click on that subscribe button, notification bell, the like thing, the share button, and if you got any questions or anything, don't forget to put them in the comments below, and I generally do get back to them. One of the great things about going around and getting little shots like this is that you see new things that you weren't expecting to shoot on the way, and things that weren't there when you're doing your planning, so you get those as well, of course. Okay, that'll do the trick. It's not exactly the world's best B-roll footage, but we've certainly got some good stuff for showing off these tricks, so let's head back up to the studio now and put them together. Now, the first of the things I wanted to show you was a cool trick for getting stuff into your timeline quickly from your library view. Now, I've got all of the clips here that I've shot today, and here's the first one, which is got the intro to the video, and I just want to set up here an in and out point. Now, you're all familiar with doing that. Out and in, so you know where the beginning and the end of the clip is, and on your timeline, if you've got your insert marker here, then you can just come and hit W on your keyboard, and there's the clip between these timelines put in. If you've got some other clips here, for example, let's have a look down here at some of this B-roll footage that we took. There's a nice bit of that, and you only want a little bit of that with me walking down here past the camera, so I'll just set an in point and an out point there, and I can hit E, and that appends it to the end of the clip. Then I can just come to the end of the timeline down here. What I can then do is grab the next one and get the bit where I'm walking down the hill. Here we go. I can go in and down to here, hit out, hit the E, and it just appends it to the end again. And then I turn the camera around here and I'm walking past it again, set the new in point and the new out point where I'm sort of filming in the river, and hit E again. Now I've got those 3 clips already cut up and put down in the timeline down here. That's a really quick way of being able to put something into the timeline, just using the W to insert something where the marker currently is, so I can come back to that second clip I took. Where are we there? The second clip I took, and here's me talking as I walk along the street. That goes from there down through to about here, hit the out point, and the W inserts where I've got the marker in the timeline, and the E appends it to the end of the timeline. Really cool trick, really simple, and it means you can get that first assembly of your video into the timeline really fast. The second trick that I've got for you is one that I started using all the time after I read about it, and I don't know why I never thought of doing this before. But if you come to a clip like this, and we've shot this in sort of a log format, I've got ProTunes turned on the GoPro. I'm just going to increase the size of that to 113%. The reason I'm doing that is I'm editing on a 2:1 ratio video for YouTube. I don't know if you knew you could do that, but if you go to a 2:1 ratio, you can still use end screens and everything. You don't have to stick to 16:9. And then what I'm going to do is just slide that down a little bit as well, because the GoPro tends to shoot a lot more ground than I want to. So what I can also do in here, tweak the exposure a bit. I'm doing a real hack job of this one just so I can get it done quickly. Don't have to do too much in here to start making it look like a much better clip. What I can do now is just select that clip there, and I'm just going Command C to copy it. And then these 2 clips here are shot on the same day and same time, the same lighting conditions and the same camera setup. So I can just go Shift Command V and choose to paste all of the same attributes on this clip as I have done on the original one. So I paste that onto those 2 clips here, and as you can see, they pick up the same grade, the same rescaling and everything like that. So I don't have to go and set that on every clip. I just set it up on one, and then I can use that as a master and paste it to all the other clips. Once I'm in here, I can of course come in and decide, well, actually the saturation on that angle doesn't need to be the same because of the lighting conditions, and on another one I might decide that yeah, I don't need it to be pulled down so much. I can take it up higher. You can make those changes to it so it doesn't, and tie it to the first clip. It just copies all those attributes across to the subsequent clips. Once again, a very useful tool and can save you a heap of time. If you've got a decent length clip, say this one here, and you just want to pull the whole thing into the timeline, and there are several points that you want to make cuts on this one, then instead of having to come in here and change to the blade tool, cut, change to the arrow tool, out and clip. That's one way of doing it. Another way you can do it is if you just hold down the B key, it moves to the blade tool and you can go cut and cut, and then when you let the B key go after that, it changes back to the tool that you had before. That way you're not having to do quite so many key presses, and it does speed up your edit quite a bit more. You can do the same thing as well with the trim tool and be able to do a slip or something like that. Once again, it just reduces the number of key presses and having to remember to go back to the arrow tool all the time for doing your moving around, and I've found that can save me quite a bit of time in the edit. Another good one is that if you've got multiple clips here that run simultaneously, these ones don't, but you'll see what I mean. If you want to blade a couple of clips here and cut these at the same point, you can hold down the B key and also the space bar. You'll see the tool there doubles up, and you can just go tab like that and again somewhere else, and that way you can do sort of a split cut if you're doing a multi-track sort of thing, and it means that that cut there is on exactly the same point, so you can trim that up and not lose continuity if you've got audio tracks that sync up or something like that. For really speeding things up and making it easier is one that's a bit of a bugbear of mine at the moment with synchronized sound. You'll know if you've been watching any of my videos. So if you've got a clip like this one here where I'm yabbering away to the camera, informational or and it happens to be that you've managed to shoot something and you've got a microphone that's got a delay on it or something, and there's a bit of an audio sync thing. One thing that you would traditionally do would be to say grab that clip, so I'll grab an in and an out, and I'll hit E to send that to the end of the timeline. Then what I can do is I can separate the audio and video and stuff like that, and then just come and slip the audio back and forth along the clip. That's one way of doing it, but now you've got that audio separated, you've got to try and keep those together while you're doing your edit, and that's a mess. One way of fixing that up is that you could bring that down and right click on it and choose make a new compound clip. So then you end up with this compound clip appearing up here in the timeline, wherever that went to up here. And then I can open up that compound clip and I can split the audio in there, and then I can slip the audio back and forth inside the compound clip, and then when I back out, I've still got a single clip to work with. That's still kind of messy though, and you're stuck with the compound clip there, an extra resource in the library. But I found another way of doing it, and this one's brilliant. What you can do here is click on the clip in the library and then come to the clip menu and go open clip. That opens up the clip separately and you can see the separate components in it. You can then slip the audio in here, and that's changing the audio on the clip in the library. You're not having to create a composite clip or something like that. Then you can back out of there and take your bit of your clip that you want from here down into your footage, and there it is, and that's got the slipped audio in it. So you're doing it in the library before the clip ever hits the timeline, and without having to make a composite clip, so you're never having to split the audio away or anything like that. You can just select any clip in your library, come to the clip menu and go open clip, and then synchronize the audio there before you even take it into the edit. That's one of the best new tricks I've come across in a long time. Rightio, so I hope those have been enlightening, useful information, or just entertaining for the day. If they have, hit that subscribe button down there, and check out these two videos up here. YouTube said you're going to like them, and you got to trust them really. I'll see you guys tomorrow.